Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm in my humble self, Solomon Olalemi. Yeah, welcome back to this YouTube channel. Thank you for clicking to watch this YouTube video. Where I'm reviewing an amazing book, Psychology of Money, Part 2. If you watched Part 1, thank you for watching. I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you. Yeah, this is Part 2 where I'll be running up the book, Psychology of Money. It's an amazing book written by an amazing man, Morgan Housel. Yes. If you've not watched part 1, please go and watch Part 1. I reviewed chapter 1 to chapter 11, and here I'm reviewing chapter 12 to chapter 19. Psychology of Money Part 2. So let's dive in. Chapter 12 says that surprise. A lot of times, investors fall into the trap of over-relying on data, right, as a signal to future conditions. We want to be able to say, oh, because XYZ happened 5 years ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, then ABC will happen in the next 2 years, in the next 1 year. And then we forget that there are a lot of surprises that happens along the way. So two dangerous things that would happen when you rely on when you rely too heavily on investment history as a guide to know what will happen is that number one, you will likely miss outliners events. Those are the events that moves the needle the most. Number two is that history can be misleading guide to the future of economy and stock markets because it doesn't account for structural change that are relevant in today's world. So you would have a misleading guide because of history to the future of economy. Chapter 13, room for error. So Morgan Housel explained that you have to create a marginal room for error because that when you are planning, if you watch part 1, you see in chapter 11 where I explain you have to plan according to what is not going to go to according to plan, right? So when you are planning, there would always be factors that would make your plans not go according to what you've planned. So what do you do in those instances? So you have to create a room for error, right? For Bill Gates, for example, according to Morgan Housel, he said that in the early days of Bill Gates, what he did was that he said that even if Microsoft is going to not make money in the next 1 year, he actually kept the salary of all the employees for 1 year. He saved them up for 1 year, meaning that within that 1 year, there could be anything that would go wrong. Investors might not invest in the company might not scale, products might not sell, right? So he wants to keep paying up staff and not be caught in surprises that can lead to the downfall of the company, right? But later on, that did happen in the case of Microsoft. They scaled and they are still scaling, right? So how do you ensure that what you've planned, right? What you feel will not go according to plan? You have to create a margin of safety. That's what Morgan Housel said. Create a margin of safety. Chapter 14, you will change. You as a person, you will change. When it comes to long-term planning, it is harder because people goals and desire change over time. For example, what you want when you were 10 years old is not what you actually want now that you're 25 years old. So you will change over time, so your desires will change. So for example, if you plan to oh, by the time I'm 25, I must start saving money, or I would have started investing into different companies. You understand? If you're actually 25, your desires might change. So you need to, number one, avoid extreme financial planning, right? Accept that there is reality of you changing your mind. So this will enable. Chapter 15, nothing is free. The truth is everything in life has a price, but not every price appears on the label. Similarly, every job looks easy on the outside, but it is only the person that is doing the job that can tell you the challenges being faced, right? So what the 15 taught me was that there is price to investing. There is price to success. It might not be immediately obvious, definitely, right? But there's a price to pay. So you must be ready, right? Count the cost, count the price. You might not know what the full price is, as it were. So, but you must be ready to pay that price. Chapter 16 talks about you and me. So my key takeaway from chapter 16 is that few things matter more with money. That is your understanding of our time horizon, right? And not be persuaded by actions, behavior of people playing different goals than you have. You must be true to yourself. Just like I think it was Socrates that said, to yourself, be true, or to thyself, be true. So people, for example, you can't compare yourself to Yahoo guys, right? They make their money different ways. They buy different stuffs. You must be true to yourself. Understand yourself. Understand where you are currently. And many, for example, you're earning 200,000 naira. You say that, oh, I can save only 20,000 naira from this money. That is who you are. Understand yourself and play by your personal rules, right? So be aware that you don't need to take financial clues from people who are playing different games. You can learn from them, but don't try to emulate them, right? Just learn from them, take their wisdom, learn the lessons from them, the mistakes they learn from their mistakes, but don't try to be like them. Chapter 17. The chapter 17 topic is the seduction of pessimism. Yes, in investing, you must identify with the price of success. That is volatility and loss that makes long backdrop of growth. You must be willing to pay for all those things. Volatility of the stock market, volatility of the investing market, as it were, right? So what pessimism does is that it reduces your expectation, narrow down the gap between possible outcome and outcome you feel great about. Yeah. So hence you need to avoid pessimism as much as you can and stay optimistic about your financial growth. There will be downfall, as I've shared along in each chapter, but you must stay focused. You must stay optimistic, stay true, stay believing that your financial growth, your financial plan will surely come to your pass. So Morgan explained that being optimistic, when you believe anything, the more you want something to be true, the more likely you are to believe a story that is overestimated the odds of it being true. So if they say that, oh, XYZ happened yesterday in Lagos, but because you're expecting XYZ to happen in Lagos, and they tell you XYZ did not happen in Lagos, you would doubt that XYZ did not happen in Lagos. So you will believe stories. Then, if you would believe stories, then you should believe data. For example, MMM and Ponzi scheme, you will see a lot of people fail for the scam because people told other people about it. People shared their success stories. The truth of the matter is that people that partook of it, and I'm sorry if you fell into one of these scams, right? But the truth of the matter is that you believe the people that told you or invited you into these Ponzi schemes, into these platforms, because you believe that there is a quicker way to make money. So when they told you about it, it looks too good to be true. And then you buy the idea and then you're able to invest into such platform. And over time, it went down. So always validate information you receive. Always validate stories you receive with data. A company is saying we can give you XYZ amount when you invest XYZ amount. You understand? How long has the company existing? Who are the financial advisor to these companies? You must be able to validate all of this data before you just drop your money, right? Don't just believe story. Validate stories with data. Chapter 19 says all together now. Chapter 19 is just a summary of all of the chapters from chapter 1 to chapter 18. So what have you learned about the psychology of your money? That's basically the summary of chapter 19. What did you learn from the psychology of your money? What did you learn about investment? What did you learn about savings? What did you learn? What did you learn about your money mindset? How you think money works? Yes. So in this chapter, I took in 3 lessons from this chapter, or 3 summary. Number 1 is that you must avoid the extreme end of financial decisions. Number 2, define the game you are playing. And number 3, you should risk because it pays off over time. In summary, I will rate this book 9/10. Yes, and I recommend this book. I'm rating this book 9/10 because there are a lot of stories that were not necessary in this book that could have made it shorter. I wish, right? But overall, this is still my second financial book ever read. Yes, this is my second financial book ever read. Thank you for joining me in this review. I'm glad that you found this valuable. I'm glad that you're able to watch this. So please like, drop a comment, and subscribe. Thank you. See ya.